So it is Mark Ashworth that is in the lead as they head into Brooklands, but it's a very sideways angular there of Richard Spriggs. He tries to get ahead of David Hall with the Cortinas coming round the outside of him now. Huge sideways moment. That's allowed Phil Manser in the mini to try and come up on the inside, so he exit lower, but then the power of the angular should put him back ahead of Phil Manser. They're trying to go side by side ahead through Woodcote for the first time. Then it's Roger Ebden in the Mini Cooper that runs in a 5th position. This is a 15-minute race for the Birkbeck Classic Saloon, the historic touring car championship. They should get something like 13 laps in that distance. 16 cars out there, which is brilliant. Battle for third then, and then Manser did get ahead of Sprigg. This is incredible stuff from the Mini driver. Phil Manser, he won outright at Snetterton in the wet conditions. They turn through the right-hander at Luffield then, and already getting away. We did see him out at Snetterton. Mark Ashworth in the Ford Mustang 289. Well, he's out there today, and he's proven to be the fastest person on the circuit. Yesterday's race saw Mark Ashworth win by only a second and a half to David Hall. Somebody we saw out yesterday and not today is the Cortina Stephen Sprigg. We also saw him out at Snetterton 4 weeks ago. The race continues then. Mark Ashworth out front. In second there is David Hall. Then Phil Manser slides his many through Brooklands and then powers and into Luffield. Rear wheel up in the air. Richard Sprigg going down really wide in his angular, driving it sideways just as him and Stephen did in the wet conditions at Snetterton. Now the battle for 5th between the two minis is on, between Richard Ebden and Julian Crossley. Meanwhile behind, look at this for a scrap between the Austin A35 in there, I think, at the front of the scrap. Jeremy Knight, the Austin A40 of Luke Wilson, and also in that battle is the Lancia Fulvia of Pietro Camacho. See the variety of cars we have in this series. Through comes the Mustang again. It's great to see a Mustang out in this championship. We don't very often see that sort of cars. It's more like the Cortinas, the Minis, the Angulars that we see in second, third and fourth, which is a more of a common feature in this championship. Their 5th position is Richard Ebden, starting to get away. God, just drifts through Luffield there. He gets to get away from Julian Crossley. 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, all running in Class C. Now, here comes that battle for 7th, then Andy Messam. Andy Messam's in 7th. This battle for 8th, I think, yep. It is just Knight ahead of Wilson, and then Camacho as they come out, and now let the two Austins go side by side. The A40 up on the inside as ahead through Woodcote. I think we're going to see a change for Wilson get ahead of Jeremy Knight, and that's the Class D lead battle. Side by side behind as well between the Wolseley and the Triumph. That's Anthony Ward and the Class B leader Stuart Radford in the Triumph. The Mustang into Lappery then. So the number 50 machine at the wheel, Mark Ashworth. The Humber Super Snipe is the only other Class A machine out there. He's well down the field and almost into the back of one of the slower minis there for David Hall in the Cortina then, but he managed to not drive at the back of him. He's lapping about a second or so slower per lap than the Mustang in front of him. Now here comes this battle then between the two Austins, and trying to squeeze through there is Luke Wilson. He didn't manage to find a way past Jeremy Knight last time. The Lancia's still there as well. The A35, completely different shape to the A40 that he's following it. Then you've got the Lancia behind, the Lancia Fulvia of Pietro Camacho, and he's running, like I say, that there in, I think it's 9th position. The Mustang through for another time. Then Mark Ashworth done plenty of traffic, and he's lapped his fellow Class A runner Hedley Simmons in the Humber Snipe, and now he's going to be lapped by David Hall, and in turn Simmons trying to come round Alan Boyce in the Morris Minor and squeezing his way through as well as Phil Manser. So they've got it all done there, and in all that there was a change for position for 13th. Alan Boyce in the Morris, I think it was, yeah, Alan Boyce made his way past Hedley Simmons. Great racing here, as we can come to expect from 1960s and 1950s race cars. So these Austins, that's very wide, just trying to come around the outside is Luke Wilson, and now he's got the inside line here for Luffield. This may well give him what he needs to get ahead of Jeremy Knight. He's done it on the inside line. He's managed to find his way past, and then Lancia Fulvia there as well. Still, Pietro Camaco, them three cars cannot be separated. Soon to be lapped is the battle for what is something like 11th position between the Wolseley and the Triumph. But here's Phil Manser running in third. Incredible watching that Mini out there as he tries to get himself up to the tail of David Hull. Just a couple of seconds between the two cars. Still running in fourth is Richard Sprigg, fifth is Roger Ebden, and in sixth is Julian Crossley. I should mention that Phil Manser is leading his class, the Class C race. Class F, David Hall, Class A, Mark Ashworth. Then we have to look much further down to find Class E leader, Andy Messam. And then the Class D leader is that battle. See the two Austins that we are seeing now. We can see that Wilson's made his way through, Luke Wilson, and he's starting to get away. And now the Lancia Fulvia wants to gain a position. Pietro Camaco, he's trying to find a way past the car of Jeremy Knight, and I think he may well have done it. They're soon to be lapped. Look, the blue flag's being shown to them. Here's the car that runs in fourth. He's just lapped that battle between Radford and Warnes. There is Richard Sprigg then in the Angular. Then that's that battle behind him. And soon to lap them is Roger Ebden. Here is the car we haven't seen too much of. This is Julian Crossley. He runs in sixth overall, fourth in class. So he makes his way around Luffield, puts the power on. He's sort of a class of his own. Well, he's not in a class of his own because he's, he's the other class rivals about nearly a lap down. Now side by side again as this battle continues. This is incredible. Jeremy Knight versus Pietro Camaco, the Austin A35, just ahead of the Lancia Fulvia, and now the Lancia Fulvia gets a good run out of Luffield. He's got himself up in the inside line for Woodcote. They're soon going to be lapped by David Hall, Phil Manser and Richard Sprigg. Before too long, of course, we have to add into that as well Roger Ebden. There he goes through Luffield now. He powers down to Woodcote. Not long of this race to go now. The sex battle continues. Superb stuff between Anthony Warnes and Stuart Radford. Now, and this battle as well, completely different cars. Hedley Simmons in the Super Snipe versus the Morris Minor of Alan Boyce. Battle for 13th overall. The Morris Minor there getting all sideways on the exit of the corner. He's running in third in class is Alan Boyce in that Morris Minor, behind the two Austins. Now here's Phil Manser. He still runs in third position. Incredible speed take around the corner by Phil Manser. That's how we managed to win in the wet last time. Adam Snedden almost runs into the back of one of the Austin A40s there. I think it was one of the A40s. Perhaps we've only got one A40 out there, so perhaps it's not, because the only A40 out there is Luke Wilson. Well, anyway, we'll catch up with that as the race goes on. As now starting to make an escape now, Stuart Radford getting away from Anthony Warnes as they head through Luffield. And they're soon to be lapped by the Class C, sixth overall, Julian Crossley, who is fourth in Class C. Right. What are we looking for here? Now the Mustang still leading Mark Ashworth. We haven't seen too much of him in this race. The Ford Mustang 289 as he heads through Luffield now. Great car, like I was saying earlier, to see out there. Here on the Classic Touring Car Racing Club package. And here's this battle then. Well, there is the Austin A40. That is Luke A35, sorry, and that is Jeremy Knight, with Pietro Camaco just making himself ahead of him, and then the Mini there getting involved. Roger Ebden is gonna find a way around it outside for Woodcote, it looks like. Here's the Mustang there back into Brooklands. And then I think just behind him is the Class E leader, last year's champion, Andy Messam, running the number 1 car. There's the Cortina running in 2nd. David Hall, ahead of Phil Manser, who runs in 3rd. There's 4th. This sideways, lights ablaze, forward angular, 105E of Richard Sprigg. He turns his way through Luffield then. And then out of Luffield, down onto Woodcote, finds a way past one of the Morris Miners. And just being lapped there with Luke Wilson is a 40, because look, the Lancia Fulvia of Pietro Camacho is going into retirement. What a disappointment that is. And also, look, making his way into the pit lane, Jeremy Knight, the 2 cars battle. I don't think there's been any contact or anything like that. There's just problems with the 2 cars. Yellow flags out, because I think the Pietro Camacho car has ground to a halt. And I think this could well be the last lap for Mark Ashworth. He's going to pass the Lancia Fulvia there by the side of the circuit. So I think Ashworth going to take the victory there. David Hall in the Cortina, there he goes, he's going to take 2nd. Phil Manser not far behind him. There we go, through Luffield now on the exit and power into lap 1 of the minis. The other minis, when he crosses the line. Andy Messam, that would have been the Class E leader who was about to lap. In 4th position to Richard Sprigg, 5th to Roger Ebdone. Gets a big sideways moment. The car slows out of Luffield. I'm sure that was Roger Ebdone, so hopefully he can make it to the end. Even though that slow last lap for him, he did make it to the end. There are our official classification then. Mark Ashworth winning by 11 seconds in the end.